Shalom, and all praise and glory to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the Mashiach Yahushua, the anointed Savior. Today, I want to go into a little bit more on prophecy, these end times, and bringing forth certain things that's going to happen we're looking forward to, and how we have to be prepared ourselves for what's getting ready to go down and what's going down right in front of our eyes. We're a nation that are coming back to the law, such commandments of the Most High, having faith in the Mashiach Yahushua, having the fear of the Most High, and crying to the Most High. Those that really understand what our ancestors have done to be delivered or to be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. That's being saved. That's salvation, power and authority that's coming to the children of Israel. Now when you look at Genesis 25:25, you see that the Most High brought forth Esau and Jacob in verse 25 and 26 of Genesis, the 25th chapter. And then in the end, as we look at 2nd Ezra 6 and 7, it says, "Then answered I and said, What shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, like I just told you in Genesis 25:25 and 26, of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. They were fighting in the womb, twins. For Esau is the end of the world." So do you know that Esau would have to be ruling when? At the end of the world. Will be the superpower of earth at the end of the world. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So that's what we're going to look at, because it's very important that you see that. Went all the way to the beginning when they were fighting in the womb, and to the end when Esau was going to have the rulership, and Jacob is going to rule after Esau's kingdom come down. The rulership in all the kingdoms of the earth today only had a certain amount of time to rule every kingdom. So when they come down, then Mashiach Yahushua going to rule for 1,000 years, teaching us of the Most High, and a remnant of all the nations of the Most High, those nations that tell you in Isaiah 16 and 12 that don't want to serve him shall perish. Yeah, they shall be utterly wasted. He tell you in Luke 19:27, but those mine enemies that would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So as always, we're going to start off with Colossians 3:17. Whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, in the name of the anointed Savior, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father, by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, in the name of the anointed Savior. So that's how we give thanks to the Most High by him, because he said, no man come to the Father but by me. You ask anything in my name, I will do it, that the Father will be glorified in Mashiach Yahushua, his Son. You see? So we thank the Most High for everything. These words be praised for everything. For without him, we could do nothing. Nothing at all. Point blank. So look at Matthew 24 and 3. Matthew the 24th chapter, the 3rd verse. Because the apostles, they would ask the same thing. You know, I want to know when this world that we in, they were under whose rule? They were under Esau's rule, the Roman Edomites, so-called Italian Caucasians. So Matthew 24 and 3 says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, his disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? So they want to know, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? And of the end of the world. We just read about it in 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world. Meaning Esau would have to be ruling during the end of the world. Now I challenge you to say, what race is more dominant than the so-called Caucasian race at this time in ruling the world? Say Esau will be ruling when? In the end of the world. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. Come on. We got next forever and ever and ever. So they wanted to know that. Just like they asked, after he died and rose, Mashiach Yahushua died and rose on the third day, walked the earth for 40 days. They serious about that, what they asking him. They said, look, Acts 1 and 6. When they therefore will come together, should be there 40 days. Be on the earth 40 days. When they therefore come together, they asked of him, saying, Mashiach Yahushua, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? Say no. We got next. The rule of the world. You gonna restore the kingdom to Israel? Well, listen to what he said. And remember this. Throughout all your generations of living, and those that's gonna live behind you, if the Most High allow that to go down. Listen to what he said. And he said unto them, it is not for you or us today to know the times or the seasons, which the Father, the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, have put in his own power. You know? Most High put this in his own power. Only the Most High know. Go back to Matthew 24. Verse 4. And the Mashiach answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. So don't be deceived. Don't be lied to by men. For many shall come in my name. Many coming in his name. You got many coming in his name. You hear it all the time. Saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many. You know, you've seen this over and over again. People coming in, I'm the Messiah. I mean, you're looking at, there's only one Messiah. There's many Yahushais or Yeshaya or Yeshua or Yahushua, whatever name you want to call him, Jesus. There's many of those. But there's only one, Mashiach. You see, it's a Savior. And it tells you in Deuteronomy 28 and 29. Go there, Deuteronomy 28, 29. Just so you know, because he said, many gonna come in my name saying, I am the Messiah. Deuteronomy 28, 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, not being able to see and ignorant. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore. And no man shall save thee. No man gonna save you. So we know Mashiach coming back, right? He coming back to judge and make war. Revelation 19:11 tells that. Every day, all day, in every way. So here we go to Isaiah 47 and 3, knowing that he's coming back. But look how he's coming back. Isaiah 47 and 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yeah. See, that's talking about Babylon the Great. Babylon, the daughter of Babylon. Talking about the kingdom that's going to be ruling in the world in the end times. Edomites. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. It's being exposed every day. Matter of fact, they don't even care about the shameful things they're doing that's contrary to what the Most High said you should do in being righteous. Listen what he said. I will take vengeance. Hear that? He said, wait, you upon me for vengeance. He said, I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. So ain't no man gonna save us, because the Mashiach is coming back in his angelic spiritual power. Understand this. So I say ain't no man gonna save us. So you believing in man, all y'all gonna go down with man. You better believe in a Mashiach Yahushua to the glory of the Most High. Listen, going back to Matthew 24. Verse 5, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many, shall lie to many people. Don't believe it. Don't believe the hype. You know, I'm the one, the Most High, and me. Nah. Don't believe it. He done told you already. Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. You got wars everywhere. All kind of wars going on. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, food shortages, and pestilence, all kind of diseases, and earthquakes in diverse places. We see earthquakes happening every day in different places. Unexpectedly. I mean, they had an earthquake in Ohio, New York. down south, they got basements. They're not ready for no earthquakes, but they're happening. All these are the beginning of sorrows. See, all these things are beginning of sorrows. And Most High said, hey, he told it. Isaiah 29:6. Told him. And you see this. Just keep your eyes open to prophecy. It tells you. Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Most High, and a Mashiach Yahushua of hosts, of angels, of armies, of angels, with thunder and with earthquake, like you just said, in diverse places, different places, and great noise, the noise of the hurricanes and tornadoes, even an earthquake. Great noise with storm and tempest, storms, terrible storms, wind blowing down houses, tornadoes, hurricanes and so forth, storm and tempest, and flame of devouring fire. She had the largest fire California ever had. They called it the holy fire. So what kind of spirit was up in that fire? Because you know the fire goes to the edge of the freeway and makes it, the angels come and make a circle, a wind, and blow it over to the other side of the freeway. Blow it from one neighborhood to another neighborhood. That's the Most High. I'm telling you, you're gonna be visited. That's the first, because the Most High is a consuming fire. He's telling you, you're gonna be visited of the Most High with all these different disasters that we see on this earth now. You want to know about prophecy? It's from the Most High. Ain't no Mother Nature, ain't no La Nina, no El Nino. It's the Most High. No Mother Earth. It's the Most High visiting the earth. He said he's gonna do it. He have his angels ready for the commandment of the Most High to make moves. Luke 17. Luke 17. And we're going to look at verse 26. Luke 17. And as it was in the days of Noah, as it was in the day of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. So shall it be also in the days of Mashiach Yahushua coming back to judge and make war. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And the flood came and destroyed them all. So, the flood came and destroyed them all. Except for Noah, Shem, and Ham and Japheth and their wives. 8 people. So, you got to look at this, because people, you know, you can get high-minded and thinking that you're already there. But when I ask the question, what's your number? Or the 1/3? What's your number, the 144,000? No response. But once the book is closed and you open a book yourself in front of everybody else, you act like you one of the chosen. So I said, dare not make thyself one of the number. You already predicted what you're going to be doing, this, that, and the third. You don't know if you're going to be there. Most High will. If the judgment come your way, or come our way, we will be. We got to get ourselves together before then. Say the righteous scarcely going to be saved. Listen. Verse 28. Likewise also as it was in the days of Lot. They did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built it. Lot was in the, where? In Sodom and Gomorrah. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. So that's what he let you know. He's going to purify this earth with fire. That's why he's giving the analysis of Lot in Sodom and Gomorrah, when the Most High burned up 5 cities. That's how you're going to burn this place up, certain parts of this earth, to purify it. Listen, verse 30. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. Can't get no clearer than that. He gonna burn this place up. Straight up. Where you gonna be? I know where I want to be. I don't know about no one else. I know where I want to be. So with these things going down as it is, you better be ready. That's why you got to prepare yourself to be ready. Mentally, spiritually, and physically. Matthew 24 and 11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. This is really key. It say many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. You see these preachers and these priests and the so-called teachers of our people, not dealing with what this Bible is telling us spiritually. And some of you just dealing with the law of the letter. You don't know nothing about the law of the spirit or the order of Melchizedek, going to higher levels of spirituality, seeing on my Shekhem volume of the book. He won't come in to judge and make war. You better be knowing he ain't come back for no novice. This is going out. It's not going out void. He's looking at who really gonna be there to go to a next level. Then he's gonna come and start teaching us. Look. Verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, the days we in now should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. He said he shortened the day, said nobody would be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. For the elect days, those days, the days on this earth have to be shortened. Man, this is deep. So, we're looking at a lot of things going down beyond what's being told in social media and on your news channel and in your churches today. Look at Jeremiah 51 and 19. Jeremiah 51 and 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Most High of hosts is his name. See, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee, with the Israelites, will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. So you looking at, we're going to come up and get nuclear weapons? No, it's not going to happen like that. It's going to be spiritual power from the Most High. His word is not going to go out void. He's saying this is prophecy of what he's going to do. It's going to happen. That's why you look at, go to Jeremiah 16, and we're going to look at verse 16. Jeremiah 16, 16. But he said, with thee, he's going to beat down the kingdoms. Listen what he said. Behold, I will send for many fishers. And that's what we do now. We're fishers. We're fishing. And those that have the spiritual understand the bait, the foundation is Mashiach Yahushua, to the glory of the Most High. So behold, I will send for many fishers, and said the Most High, and they shall fish them. And after we fished for so long, remember what he just said. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain, every kingdom, and every little hill, every little kingdom, and out of the holes of the rocks. He created everything. You think he don't know where you're going to be at hiding at? Out of the holes of the rocks. They in there. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. Hear that? Ain't nothing being missed from the eyes of the Most High. That's 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Beholding all the ways of men. That's why he said, for my eyes are upon all their ways, they are not hid from my face. Neither is their iniquity, your sins and your wickedness hid from mine eyes. See? And first I will recompense their iniquity, their wickedness, in their sins, and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. See? Right over there in that land of Israel. That's what he's saying. They have filled the Most High's land with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. So no matter how it looks, the Most High said they fill his inheritance, which is the land of Israel, with their carcasses and their detestable and abominable things. So the Most High is looking at it. He sees everything. He knows what's going on. That's why you better get ready. You better be ready. Get yourself together. Come back to the Most High's word as it's written. And stop following man. See? Look at Isaiah 14 and 14. So, let's look at verse 13. Isaiah 14 and, well, let's go to 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? And you're going to tell me that by the Edomites, which is the end of the world, coming into power, they didn't weaken the nations to have them follow their way to hell? I mean, listen to what he said. Because y'all think Lucifer is Satan. That ain't Satan. That's a superpower of earth. Esau is the end of the world. Look, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? But thou hast said in thine heart, thou said in thy mind, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of heaven. Stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Where we at? I mean, you look at this Western Hemisphere has so many of the Most High's chosen people, and that's where this truth is mainly coming out. As far as we being the Israelites, we're coming back to our culture, coming back to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, having faith in the Mashiach, to fear the Most High, and telling our people to change their ways and come back to Him. The Bible is our book. The real Jews are black. We the so-called African Americans, they call us. We the real tribe of Judah. You know, Benjamin, Levi, and Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, of Negro, Indian, Latino descent, primarily here and scattered amongst all the nations of the world. The indigenous ones that was here, I'm talking about. That those that are being called in now are from the indigenous ones. That's what my 12 tribe sign says. You understand? So, because I have the records of Columbus when he came here, and it's recorded who he seen, and who he came to meet when he came here. The people, they're described. Isaiah 13 and 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. You got to look at this. Look at Genesis 37. And we're going to read from 2 to 11. Genesis 37, 2 to 11. So you understand. That's why we got to get the understanding through the precepts. Genesis 37, 2. And these are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock, Salaki, with his brethren. And the lad was with the sons of Bilhah, and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that his father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him, and could not speak peaceably unto him. And Joseph dreamed a dream. Listen to this closely. Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. Hatred right in the brothers, in the family. They hated him more. He had a dream. He told his father, Joseph. Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. He told his brothers the dream. They hated him more. And behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheep arose and also stood upright. And behold, your sheep stood round about and made obeisance to my sheep. Let them know that his sheep rose up and their sheep gave obedience to him. Prophesying about what? How his wicked brothers sold him to the Arabs, they sold him to the Egyptians, and he rose up to be right under Pharaoh. When the famine came, they had to come there, and they did bow down to him. The dream was real. And his brothers said to him, shalt thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? He did. When he was right under Pharaoh, when they came. And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words. And he dreamed yet another dream. This is why I'm coming here for this. And told it his brethren, and said, behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obedience to me. So you see, the stars of heaven, as we just read, represent who? 12 tribes of Israel. Because these are the patriarchs of the ones of our forefathers that created the 12 tribes of Israel. So you see, it says, and the 11 stars made obedience to me. That's what you're seeing here. As you see in Isaiah, just so you know that we are those stars that it's talking about. Go back to Isaiah 14 and 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, and the heart is the mind, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. So, as you see here, going back to we are the stars. You see? In heaven is a condition on earth, is the ozone layer, the sky, and the fourth dimension where the Most High dwells. 3 heavens. Going back to Genesis 37. Verse 10. He told his brother, he said, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obedience to me. Letting them know. The sun and the moon and the 11 stars going to obey him. And he told it to his father, verse 10, and to his brother. And his father rebuked him and said unto him, what is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee, to the earth? And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the same. So what is this you dream? And they did, because they sold, like I said, they sold Joseph. And he was right under Pharaoh in Egypt. When the famine came, they had to come there and they bowed down to him. So yeah, we are the stars. 1 Corinthians 3:16. 1 Corinthians 3:16. So they're going to sit in the congregation. Let's read verse Isaiah 14 and 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, right? 1 Corinthians 3:16. Know ye not that ye, the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, are the temple of the Most High? And that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? So we are the temple of the Most High that they dwell in. And you can't say that they didn't. They say, here it is right here. They dwell. They put themselves up to represent the Most High, Mashiach Yahushua, the apostles, the Israelites, until this day. Movies being made all the time with their faces. And they're not the Israelites. They don't even claim to be the Israelites. They claim to be the Jews. Jewish. ISH is a suffix pertaining to being like the real Israelites, who are the so-called African Americans today. The Jews. And of the other tribes. Just like we just seen the 11 tribes here. Joseph represent Ephraim. They sold him. That's why you look at the Sphinx, he's just like Ephraim. So from there, let's look at some more prophecies in here. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. And let's look at verse 12. It says, I beseech thee, show thy servant the end of thy tokens, whereof thou showest me part the last nights. I want to know the end again. So he answered and said unto me, stand up upon thy feet, and hear a mighty sounding voice. And it shall be as it were a great motion. But the place where thou standest shall not be moved. And therefore when it speaketh, be not afraid, for the word is of the end, and the foundation of the earth is understood. See, the word gonna be of the end, what we going over. And the foundation of the earth is understood. And why? Because the speech of these things trembleth and is moved, and it knoweth that the end of these things must be changed. And it happened that when I had heard it, I stood up upon my feet and hearkened. He paid attention, he listened. And behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters. So now, there was a voice that spoke. This the angel speaking to Ezra, telling him about this voice. Now let's look at that voice that spoke. Spiritually, had the sound of what? Many waters, right? So let's look at Revelation 1:15. In the description of Mashiach Yahushua, Revelation 1:1 says, this be the revelation of a Mashiach Yahushua, the revealing of a Mashiach Yahushua. So we'll jump to verse 15. It says, and his feet, Mashiach Yahushua's feet, like unto fine brass driven to the ground as if it burned in the furnace. Very, very dark. But listen. And his voice as the sound of many waters. So those that have ears to hear and spiritually endowed can see that this is this angel of Mashiach Yahushua as a spirit of the Most High. The spirit of the Most High. The spirit of Mashiach. Listen. Verse 17 again. 2nd Ezra 6 and 17. And it happened that when I had heard it, I stood up upon my feet and hearkened. And behold, there was a voice that spake. And the sound of it was like the sound of many waters. I mean, you can't deny the fact. The same as what we read in Revelation 1:15. those that have ears to hear and eyes to see. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. So he's going to begin to visit us that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisitions of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteous, and when the righteousness, with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. See, let you know, Jacob's trouble. And the affliction of Zion, representing the 12 tribes of Israel, will be fulfilled. He's going to revisit them. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. Child a year old gonna speak with their voices. And women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old. So when we have children, carry the baby 3 months, poof, here he is. Within 7 months, what, 9 months, talking. You just say, children gonna be speaking at a year old. Women gonna bring forth children 3 or 4 months. Carry them 3 or 4 months. Here they are. And they shall live and be raised up, say, to a righteous kingdom. Righteousness. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. The stores gonna be empty. Places where you drawing your crops gonna be unsown. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. When they hear that trumpet, they're going to be afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So 3 hours, you'll make the spring stand still. In 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. See, you got to escape to see the end of this world that we in now. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth. And the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. See, the minds of the inhabitants of the earth will be changed into another meaning. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. See, evil will be done away with. And deceit, liars, gonna be quenched. They have no part in the kingdom. Listen. As for faith, believing in the Most High, it shall flourish. That's why we're rehearsing right now. Those that have ears to hear and eyes to see, you better be having faith in the Most High. He's the only one going to deliver us. When he said, rise, Mashiach Yahushua, and go judge and make war. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overthrown, shall be overcome, and the truth, the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. See, it's going to be declared. In the end, you're going to tell me we ain't under the laws now? He didn't tell you that it's going to be declared. What's the truth? Psalms 119, 142. That righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. And when he talked with me, behold, I looked by little and little upon him before whom I stood. And these words said he all unto me, I am come to show thee the time of the night to come. You hear that? the night to come, when the people's minds gonna be corrupted in gross darkness, gross ignorance, not knowing and not caring. If thou wilt pray yet more and fast 7 days again, I shall tell thee greater things by day than I have heard. For thy voice is heard before the Most High. For the mighty have seen thy righteous dealings. For the Most High have seen thy righteous dealings. He have seen also thy chastity, which thou hast had ever since thy youth. And therefore hath he sent me to show thee all these things, and to say unto thee, be of good comfort, and fear not, and hasten not with the times that are past to think vain things, that thou mayest not hasten from the latter times. So don't be thinking about what has happened in the past, and you ain't gonna think about what's gonna happen in the future. That's what he's telling you. In our time that we live in now. And it came to pass after this that I wept again, crying and fasted 7 days in like manner, that I might fulfill the 3 weeks which he told me. And in the 8th night was my heart vexed within me again, and I began to speak before the Most High. For my spirit was greatly yet on fire, and my soul was in distress. So he was crying and fasting. So the spirit was vexing, and his soul was in distress. And I said, O Most High, thou spakest from the beginning of the creation, even the first day, and said thus, let heaven and earth be made, and thy word was a perfect work. He spoke it. His voice spoke it. The Mashiach Yahushua was the word of the Most High, created it. That's why you see him in verse 1 and verse 2. The Spirit moved upon the waters. That's the Mashiach Yahushua as a spirit, working for the Most High, doing the work of the Most High. That's why he said, as I see, I do. As I see the Most High do what he do, that's what I do. When I hear the Most High say, he have a voice, I'm the word. And then was the Spirit, and darkness and silence were on every side. The sound of man's voice was not yet formed. Did you see the word and the perfect word, and the Spirit, same Spirit, Mashiach Yahushua, that was there in Genesis, the first verse, Genesis 1 and 1 and Genesis 1 and 2, and all throughout the Bible. That we just seen what Ezra's heard, the sound of many waters. That's the Spirit of the Most High, Spirit of the Mashiach Yahushua as an angel of the Most High, representing the Most High, Mashiach Yahushua. So it's just giving you here the beginning of the time in Genesis, the first chapter. So now let's look at Genesis 6 and 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest master of all thy creatures. Speaking of Adam. Of him, Adam, come we all, and the people whom thou hast chosen, and the people who the Most High has chosen. Let you know there's a separation between everybody else and the people that the Most High have chosen, the 12 tribes of Israel. All this have I spoken before thee, O Most High, because thou madest the world for our sakes. They made the world. He made the world. I'll say they, because there is they, the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua. It'll tell you in Hebrews 1 and 2, in his last days, the Most High spoke to his Son, who had made inheritance of all things, and who had also made the worlds. Paraphrasing. So, he said, all this have I spoken before thee, verse 55, O Most High, because thou madest the world for our sakes, for the Israelites' sake. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, not the chosen, 12 tribes of Israel, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle. So that's where you think about all the other nations, say they are nothing, but be like unto spittle. And have likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So I've been reading a lot. Let's go to Isaiah 40. This is what he's quoting from to say that the Apocrypha is not canon or equipped to be equated with your revised King James Bible. The original King James 611 Bible has the Apocrypha in it. But Isaiah 40 and 17, this is what he's quoting from. To show you Isaiah, Ezra, and all the rest of the prophets and apostles, and we today, going through every last book of the Bible. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. This is what they're quoting from. Isaiah 40:17. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity. Verse 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket. This is what he's quoting. We just heard it. And are counted as the small dust of the balance, little dust on the scale. Behold, he taketh up the isles, those in the islands, as a very little thing. That's what he's quoting from. So, he said he made the world for our sake, for the Israelites' sake. But we broke the Most High's law, statutes, commandments, and therefore he put the punishment on us, the judgment that he said he's going to do to us for breaking his law, statutes, commandments. Point blank. So here we are in 2nd Ezra 54 and 57. It said, now, O Most High, behold, these heathen, these other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, which have ever been imputed as nothing. You know? They was always imputed as nothing, have begun to be lords or masters over us. They have begun to be masters over us. Just a moment.